nightmare.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Subculture, the podcast dedicated to strange and extreme cinema. My name's Gary.
And I'm Simon Pop.
This is episode 12.
That is Gary.
And today we're discussing David Lynch's Inland Empire.
Indeed.
I believe it's 2006.
2006.
Come out,
It was.
What can you say about this film? A rich and dense work.
A bit of a mindfuck. I've got to be honest, I didn't know what the fuck was going on most of the time.
Okay.
I mean, the look of it, I really like the look of it.
Right, mm-hmm.
Like, it shot it in DV, standard def. I don't know, and that really appealed to me. Like, it really looked low budget indie. You know, but like you were seeing like these kind of like well known actors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's one bit like when Jeremy Irons came into it, for some reason it looked more like a film. I don't know why. Like, a lot of his framing, like his cinematography, was looked amateurish,
right,
in comparison to like, you know, most kind of setups in the film.
I think he was doing more handheld stuff.
Yeah, especially at the beginning of the film when like the visitor number one, or well, Laura Palmer's mum.
All right, Grace Zabriskie.
Yeah, she was genius and fucking scary, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know, like it kind of like I liked the whole opening. You know, it was it got me, it gripped me with the kind of pinning the record and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was really interesting. And then the rabbits came, and I was trying to, like, I mean, I got the surrealness of it, and that was funny. But like, I was trying to get it. You know, what's this mean? What's going on here? And then we go into the kind of main story, the kind of like the story from the main synopsis that you get, you know, from the back of the Blu-ray or whatever. Yeah. You know, the actress getting the part in the film and stuff like that. And that stuff, I quite enjoyed that kind of stuff, even though it was still very Lynchian and surreal and kind of like when they go in the talk show and stuff like that. It was still very like kind of super real.
Right, yeah. You
know what I mean? Kind of an awkward feeling to it almost. But then and I looked at the time. I was just checking because I knew it was like a 3-hour film, and we were like 40 minutes into it, and I was like, and it just spun right off into oblivion, didn't it? It just goes off, man.
Yeah.
And I kind of had an idea of what was happening, you know, again from the synopsis about, you know, her like identity become disintegrating and becoming this character, but like at times I didn't really get how the scenes I was seeing referred to that situation.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it all comes round at the end. I mean, it does, but I didn't know what to think.
Right.
I really did. I was like, and then like, you sent me the link, like, about the kind of an explanation of the film in case I needed it after, and you know, seen it. And I mean, I read that, and I was like, I don't know, like, am I stupid for needing this explanation? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know. I just was like, You know, more so than even when we watched last year, Man in Bad. Like, I don't know.
Definitely a similar film. Yeah.
It's definitely got like you know, a similar, as you say, like kind of style and the way it's put together. But like, I don't know. I felt I got more from that the first viewing, I guess.
Okay.
Than I did this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought Laura Dern was spectacular.
Oh yeah.
I mean, again, it was much like last year. It was like the individual scenes were so powerful at times, even though the film as a whole wasn't as coherent as you know you would maybe comfortably have it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a like balls on that guy for doing the film. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I think, a film that's quite divisive. I think you can go kind of two ways on it. I mean, the first time I saw it, I was a big Lynch fan, but even I thought, this one, he's pushed it too far. He's out of control here.
I did. Again, looking at you give me the kind of synopsis, you know, of like the explanation, I did kind of start considering, like, you know, the merit of films as an entertainment medium that require you to go and work, like read something to work out what actually happened in the film.
Aye.
You know, I was kind of thinking, how much enjoyment am I getting from this at the time compared to how much, you know, if I then understand it afterwards.
Right.
How does that work? Is it, you know, if we're still taking film as a kind of supposed to be something that's enjoyed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess that could have seen me last year at Man in Bad as well, but this I don't know. I did that was the way I kind of felt was like it. I was enjoying, as I say, the individual parts, like the scenes, but I did wonder what he was thinking when he was
yeah,
doing
it's the
it.
same debates that people the reception to Man in Bad. Is it a surreal masterpiece, or is it just overblown like self-indulgence?
Yeah.
And yeah, the second time I saw the film, I liked it more, and then watching it, I really love this film now. I think it's so dense. Every time you watch it, you see something new, and like actually the scope of the film, 3 hours, and then there's so many little scenes that are just too much. The kind of first time, you don't really know what they're referring to, but every time you can build it up, and it's interesting about Lynch. You could say it's impossible to know if there is a coherence to the film, or it's just a kind of random, surreal mess of scenes. I mean, looking at the film a fourth time, I'm beginning to see it does make sense. Every scene kind of follows on, I think. I don't really totally understand it, but I picked up things just watching it there. You can see how the different sections kind of fit together. Get into that more depth later probably, but because he never explains what his films are about.
Yeah.
And there's the thing, does it mean something and we're just no smart enough to figure it out, or does it mean anything?
Mm-hmm.
Because you can never quite tell. It's interesting, like something like Mulholland Drive as well. Did you ever have that in DVD?
No, I got loaned it. I think I
Right,
got the video.
because when the
I think
DVD
off
came
you.
out, there was like 12 clues.
Well,
to
that's
figure it
yeah,
out.
that's
It's
in
in-
the
yeah.
the Blu-ray.
But the thing with that is that Lynch trying to help us out?
Or
If
is
it
he
does
just
mean
fuck-
something,
or is he just fucking
yeah,
with it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
I mean, like I watched some of the like special features on Inland Empire, and like I had never really seen an interview with David Lynch before, so I didn't even know what he looked like, to be honest.
Right.
So like hearing him speak, like I don't know, like I really like him. Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, it just some like you can't expect a director of Lynch like his caliber, like, like how he's lauded, to be like a bit of a kind of to be a bit like I'm cleverer than you.
That's it, yeah.
You know what I mean? But just the fact that he comes on, he's just laughing, he's kind of
Yeah,
laughing
the homeless guy.
Yeah, and he's like, I fell in love with this like wee stupid camera,
Right.
like, like a digital video camera, and he just seems like a really nice kind of, I don't know, just kind of virgin and eccentric, but just nice guy to chat with.
Yeah.
So I hope he's not just fucking with. But even if he
Right.
is, I wouldn't mind. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I kind of wouldn't even mind if he was just fucking with us.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And it's a director that relies on sort of the subconscious, even as part of the creative process. Like, he likes to talk about his meditation and how that helps him come up with ideas for stuff.
Well, I mean, they're talking about in this film, like basically, he just it didn't have a script.
Yeah.
I mean, it said he started mucking around with the camera and shot the rabbit shorts. Like it's a 6-part thing. Part that I've not watched. Are they all in the film?
No,
they're just
little
segments.
bits.
And he'd shot something else. What was the other one with the girl in the room? Like it's kind of
Darkened Room.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's kind of like a
got-
precursor
yeah,
to this.
similar things.
And he shot that with digital video as well,
Yeah.
didn't he? So I think like he was kind of building up an idea, but then the fact that he's just coming up with like fresh, like just writing
Yeah.
pages that morning or whatever, or that night, and then for the next day.
Aye.
I don't know. That's like it's either genius or like flying by the skin of your pants.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
the
mean?
thing. The production history is quite interesting because it was kind of an accident. Like, it just kind of was created organically. Because I think there was an interview I was watching with him, how he was talking about how he got invited to a film festival in Poland,
Right.
and he's like, "Yeah, I'll come, but is it possible I could photograph some factories?" I'm like, "Aye, sure, I want to come." And then he was there, and he thought, "Oh, this is quite inspiring." So then he thought, I could do a scene. And then the film just built up with separate scenes. And you could argue, I mean, he financed the film mostly himself, I think, and he did it for years. It was years putting it together, I
Right. I
believe.
wasn't
So
sure like how long.
it must have been something that he's really passionate about doing. It must have been him sort of free from the constraints of any finance or studio interference, and just the sort of purest expression of his creative mind.
Yep.
But on the other hand, you might say he had too much freedom. I mean, give a director unlimited funds. Is he going to create a masterpiece or just a mess? If he doesn't have a producer kind of like standing over him, kind of making sure it's tight. Whatever you think about the film, I think you have to say this is Lynch's perfect film. In a way, this is exactly what he wants to make.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it is a sort of culmination of a lot of the stuff he's been developing, like the themes, different motifs.
I mean, definitely. I mean, as soon as you get to the kind of obviously the actress and stuff, even just in her house, it was evoking memories of like Mulholland Drive. You know what I mean? Just definitely. Like, especially that film because of the kind of Hollywoodness of it. You know, he's spoken in interviews about how much he loves Hollywood and like the Hollywood Walk of Fame and things like that near the end and stuff like that. It was very much like kind of in that almost same world as Mulholland Drive. It felt, you know what I mean? It felt as if it could have coexisted.
Definitely similarities. And the first hour, that feels like a typical Lynch film. But then the second 2 hours, it totally kind of goes into something that's his most surreal work. Referring back to Razorhead, the two most... I
think you mentioned that to me before.
Yeah. The two examples of him completely straying away from typical traditional narrative.
I mean, like, again, looking at what like the kind of the look of the film, and some of the content as well, like kind of brought me back to like when I watched the Vomit Gore trilogy and things like that. You know, it was very like visceral at times, like not necessarily blood and guts, but you know, like kind of. Some of my favourite scenes were the stuff with the kind of prostitutes, and like in Laura Dern in the room.
Yeah,
and they're just like shooting the shit almost. You know what I mean? It was very naturalistic, very kind of, I don't know, just nothing really happening, but just dialogue and a kind of feeling.
Yeah,
you know, and kind of, I don't know, that kind of brought back to like the kind of voyeuristicness of the Vomit Gore trilogy and things like that. And even like her spewing up at the end. I thought that's very, you know what I mean, but is he just it must be just a combination of the way it looks as well and the way it was shot.
Yeah, and also I find this one of the scariest films I've ever seen. I think yeah, even though there
was a couple of jumps I had, like, just
not for the extremity of the images, but just the downright bizarreness. The one scene when Laura Dern just runs up to the camera. It's an absolutely...
and she goes... Yeah. She's walking quite slowly up to it first, then just... I got a bit of a jump then.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a horror film, really.
It's definitely got some, like... And that's another thing, like, he's just a sound in this. Like, as most of his stuff was genius, I thought. Like, even just, like, the bit where it's still technically in the real world when... Well, Justin Theroux's character, like, is walking through the back of the stage. Like, chasing... Well, we find out it's Laura Dern's kind of future, past, alternate self, whatever. Right. But the sound of the footsteps, it's very displaced. You know, it just sounds doesn't sound real. It sounds very like electronic, but I don't know, it just so works. You know what I mean? A lot of the music cues reminded me of like something like Twin Peaks as well. Yeah. In fact, there was some really like kind of jazzy bits at times. It was just like I was expecting to walk into the cafe. You know what I mean? But I thought that the use of sound was really good, and that was like. Some of the kind of scariest parts were like just the use of sound. Yeah. You know what I mean? There was like a bit where a lamp flickers, and it was just the sound that actually gave me a bit of a kind of a start. You know, do I give us a bit of a plot then, if you can, Gary?
Okay, an actress called Nikki Grace lands a sought-after part in an upcoming movie. Everyone hopes the film will be a success, but it comes to light that the film was actually a remake of a doomed production in which the two lead actors came to a sticky end. As filming begins, Nikki begins to lose her ability to distinguish her real life from her character, and she descends into a surreal nightmare world.
I mean, like, you know how I write kind of notes down and stuff that happens, like things that I think is interesting, whatever. I mean, there's like a bit where like Frank, the producer, was he the producer? Was he producer? Or was he just his assistant?
Harry Dean Stanton.
Aye.
I think he was just an assistant.
Or is he an agent or something like that? Well, whatever. Where he's scrounging the money.
Yeah,
and he said, right, it's like brilliant dialogue, right? And then, man, like I've got 3 more lines right? One's from the end of the film, because I just couldn't write anything else down. I didn't know what to write, you know what I mean? Because and that really kind of, I had like quite a little list, you know, going quite happily along like I usually do, and then things just started kicking off, and I didn't know what to do. Like, you know, I couldn't decide what to write because I didn't know really what was happening. Like the next, well, one of the like kind of next scenes that I wrote down, and she's kind of goes to see the guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
And she's talking about like the kind of the violence that's happened to her, like the guy that tried to rape her and things like that, and then but like she tells the next story about somebody else going after her with a crowbar.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, this is like the most unlucky violent chick I've ever seen. Like, you know, but she seems to like always make out good in it, you know. And then she's talking about like she used to like screw around with the guys at the bar, and she says the guy had like a dick like a rhinoceros. Just thought that was, but I mean, really, I just didn't know what to write. You know?
Aye. Well, we try and kind of break down the plot, kind of follow it.
Yeah. Like the kind of actual
like the sort of how it progresses.
Right, yeah. I mean, like reading the thing and looking back on it, you can kind of, in like the kind of parallel with the Polish girl.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that.
So the first part's pretty straightforward until the scene where.
Well, hold on now. Like we're talking about the opening here as well.
Well, right.
So like, what's that?
Yeah, there's a few scenes at the start.
Yeah, like because to me that was the kind of. That threw me off straight away, I think, because if it started off with Laura Dern's actress woman and then went, it would have been more of a kind of comfortable, not comfortable, but like Lynchian kind of turn the tables.
Right, okay.
Whereas this started off kind of like rabbits with heads, you know, or feet, and, you know, human rabbits. And like also this, like maybe a prostitute, maybe not.
Yeah, well, I think the first scene, it opens in the sort of gramophone.
Yes.
And then I think it goes to the scene as a prostitute and a John, but their faces are blurred out.
A John?
Yeah.
What's a John?
That's somebody who uses a prostitute.
What? Don't know. Yeah, you can. I know.
Call me John.
I've always called you John.
So I don't know if that's meant to be the Polish girl.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I took it to be, because there's the scenes that follow that and you see her sitting in the bed watching the TV.
Yeah.
But why not show her face then? What's the significance?
It may have been.
Maybe Laura Dern?
Could be.
Don't know.
I think you see her, the lost girl, I think she referred to in the credits, the Polish girl. She's in the room watching the rabbits on TV, I think.
Yes.
But she's also seeing things from the film, from the first section of the film with Laura Dern.
Yeah.
Then there's a scene, one of the rabbits goes into another room. This is a couple of the Polish guys talking.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes, I
and
know.
it's unclear if that's the original Polish film or that's actually happening or whatever. But then I think after that we get into
we get into that
section.
We get into like the film proper almost. Aye. So she gets her visitor.
Yeah.
Who's an older Polish woman, supposedly, who quite rude, I thought.
Yeah.
Saying like there was gonna be a brutal fucking murder for the film. She gives some clues.
Yeah,
the
Polish folk tales.
Well, she gives that. I mean more like linearity with the kind of yesterday's today or tomorrow. But yeah, she gives the kind of Polish folk tale.
It's one about a boy looks in a mirror and evil was created.
Right.
Maybe that's referred back to when Justin Theroux is looking at the set, going up to the back of the set, he looks in a window.
Right.
And then we later on see that from Laura Dern's side when she gets trapped in the.
Which is the second part of the kind of like the folktale with the girl in the marketplace. Finds a door which leads to the stage.
Yeah, so the film begins production, and the film is about a sort of adulterous relationship with the two lead characters played by Justin Theroux. Well, his character in the film.
Is it Devon?
Devon Yeah, something.
And Nikki.
Yeah.
Plays Sue and Billy.
Yeah. But as the film proceeds, they start to have a relationship in real life.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one true scene that implies that to me.
Right.
That appears to be in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they're sitting in the kind of like chairs, like waiting to go on for the scene, and he asks her out.
Right.
That's the only time after that relationship like start to. No, would you say that?
Yes, but is that no part of the film?
Well, they do to slip into their character, but like they're sitting on like thingy chairs. You know what I mean?
Aye.
So then when would you say that relationship starts then? When they're in bed? But again, that seems to be like almost their in character.
Well, see the thing with this, when the first section, it's impossible to tell, really separate them, because that's the trick Lynch keeps playing is a sort of cycle where you think you're in one, either the film or the reality, but then he'll reveal the camera that they're actually filming.
But that happened so well at the end that I actually thought he was doing some sort of like I almost had forgot about. Like I actually was thinking, but no, he shot this in DV. What's that camera doing?
Right.
I actually thought he was doing something extra.
Okay.
Like, and then as the Panavision camera that's in the corner,
Right.
the frame starts to pan out. I slowly remembered. Oh yeah, I'm going to hear a cut soon.
Right.
And Jeremy Irons is going to call cut. Like it was so well done. That I was thinking, what's that camera doing? You know what I mean? So that was quite. I liked that. That definitely because the scene before that was so kind of long and intense. The dialogue and stuff like that. Anyway, we'll not jump to that yet. But like,
because
really
the
clever.
scenes like one scene where Devin's character goes to Laura Dern's for dinner or something.
Yes.
And at first you think that's reality, but I'm not sure now.
The only bit that I thought was definitely real was when her husband takes him upstairs,
Right.
and gives him a talking to and says, "Don't pump my wife, because I'll punish you and I'll punish her. It's not going to end well." And I'll get David Lynch to record it all on his wee camera. You know what I mean? That definitely to me seemed like it was supposed to be in the real world.
Yeah.
That was almost before they had like started anything.
Aye. The only thing with that, the butler seems to be a different guy, though, which made me question it.
Yeah,
I think, although because the initial scenes you can't really see his face because of the quality of the image, but
yeah,
I mean it's hard to say.
it was hard because they had a lot of what was the Polish people that were there as well.
When they say, "Do you understand Polish?"
yeah.
I think that was her husband's
family.
Yeah.
So he's meant to be Polish. I picked that up. Aye. So like, there's some sort of kind of almost that kind of connection with the Polish curse as well. Then. Like I was thinking like the whole like little Polish girl, and I was wondering if she had some sort of relatives that are Polish, but it's just through marriage, I guess. But
yeah. So the best scene in the first part of the film is where Nikki Grace's character in the film they're doing a scene
in front of the fireplace.
It's set up. You think it's actually happening in real life.
Yes,
because the previous scene
with the husband. Well, the previous the scene with the husband happens. Then we see them maybe a scene or two later when they're sitting in the chairs and he's asking her out.
Aye,
and it seems to be very kind of like she's talking like Sue, but he's not. It's almost as if she's losing it, but he's not. But he still thinks she's maybe just playing.
Yeah.
And then I think it's either the next scene or the scene after where she's like kind of. I think my husband knows. Is that the one you mean?
I can't remember exactly, but the bit she says, it sounds like dialogue from our film.
Yeah, she says, my husband will kill me and he's going to kill you, kind of thing like that. And she goes, oh my God, this sounds like a dialogue from our film. And then the director's like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? I think Billy Devin actually says that first. He's like, eh?
Right, okay.
That really got me because I did think that was...
Oh, yeah.
Was real, I guess they didn't look like they were dressed in character either.
Right.
They could have been just rehearsed in the scene, I guess. But it was well done. Those parts of it really worked,
Aye.
And I guess it would have been too normal for him just to continue that kind of exploration of that theme.
Right.
You know, the lost identity. Because once you've done it once or twice, like, you can only, I guess, get away with doing it like that. And then the end's quite a big reveal.
Right.
Because it lures you into the kind of false sense. You know what I mean? When it happens at the end again, it's not happened for ages. Basically, they couldn't have kept the film going just like that. Wouldn't have been very interesting or Lynchian, would it? If we'd just done the same thing over and over.
Right. Yeah, so I think that's the point. I can't remember what immediately follows that, but that's the point where Laura Dern starts to break down and totally lose it. And then not long after that is when she goes through the sort of door in the sort of the
stage?
No, she's going to get groceries.
Yeah, so she comes in the marketplace.
That, yeah.
But she just before that scene's where they're in bed together.
Right, aye.
And she's like, appears to be like Sue. She's talking very much like that, and then all of a sudden she starts screaming at him, "Billy, it's me, Nicky."
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't know, he doesn't seem to be bothered. He's getting his end away, he doesn't care. He's like, that's good, alright.
But yeah.
It's like, and then like, you always talk this much.
Watching.
Aye.
But it doesn't seem like the same guy, because initially he's like really well dressed, like nice slick back hair, whereas that version of him is really dishevelled. That's the version which is in the second part.
Yeah.
When Nicky becomes Susan.
So
is that the film? Or?
I didn't even think that they were the same character.
Right, aye.
Right, here's the thing, right? You're saying about when Nicky becomes Susan. So after the scene in the marketplace, she walks through the door. Yeah?
Yeah.
Onto the stage. Basically where we see the beginning when Justin Theroux's character hears a noise. Well, Frank sees something and hears a noise and he goes after chasing after who it is. So we see that from Laura Dern's perspective, and she runs back through the door.
Yeah.
And at that point, we see it flash to her husband in like a green jacket. And then after she goes into the door, it's like she's in a house.
Yes.
Yep. And she's looking out the window, and she can see Devon, Justin Theroux's character, like peering through him, but she can't, and she's shouting Billy at him. Right. And that seems to be where it kind of changes up. But I didn't really. When the story that was the film within the film, I thought that was more of a kind of period piece for some reason.
It looked like that, yeah.
You know, for a lot of the scenes, like when she was in his house, when when he asked her to stay for dinner and things like that, felt like a period piece. Whereas her house looks quite a modern house, and her dress, the way she dresses, it seems more modern than when she was in the film. I guess when we see her go to Billy's house later on, that still looks like that place. I don't know. But that definitely seems to be the change up. But I actually thought, see when her husband comes home and that, when she's Sue, when she's in that house, when she's having dinner with her husband, you know, I thought is that the same actor even? I didn't think that was even the same actor.
Yeah.
Is it the same
Definitely
actor?
the same guy.
Right, I didn't think it was, but just because he looks kind of more dishevelled, as you say.
Yeah, so that's the point where, I mean, people have made reference to Alice in Wonderland, like going down the rabbit hole, kind of go on the other side. And I think what Lynch is trying to do, she's effectively on the other side of the camera. So,
okay.
Yeah, so he's kind of exploring the two different realities, sort of the dreamland of Hollywood, like what happens when that doesn't really work out, and the people who the Hollywood system kind of spits out. Well, I mean, one of his favourite films is Sunset Boulevard, that is about that as well, sort of washed up actors trying to make a comeback. And that's kind of referred to a wee bit at the start, when Jeremy Irons says to her, "This could get you back on top."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think the kind of pinnacle of that is the scene we talked about then when she's spewing blood onto one of the Hollywood stars.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant visualization of that idea.
Even just the immediate aftermath of being stabbed, like she basically follows the stars.
Yeah,
you know, it's as if I was kind of thinking it was just coincidence at first, and then she actually ends up like she's following the walk the whole way.
Yeah,
you know, never strays from it. Almost as she finds that kind of space where she drops, is like a kind of her spot. You know what I mean?
Aye.
It's kind of like a free spot where she could have her stuff. I don't know. Jeez,
Yeah.
starfish on the pavement.
So you've got that section where she's kind of in the film. She becomes the Susan Blue character, and if that goes on for a bit,
Is it when she goes through that door, like initially that she starts like seeing the prostitutes?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
in that section, I think.
Yeah, because like it's a wee while before her husband shows up. I think
Right.
the first scene he's in is the sitting at dinner one.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of stuff with the prostitutes in the room and things like that. Her talking to them, and then there's a bit where she's cooking like eggs.
Yeah.
And she shouts, "Dinner's ready!"
Mhm.
And then she has like a kind of cramp, and then you see them sitting at the table together.
Right. Okay. So I think there's that section for a bit, but then I think the next break is there's a scene where a little kind of breaker where you have it, the gramophone again, and it's Laura Dern's face and the lost girl.
Yep.
And she says to her, "Do you want to see?" or something like that. And she's telling her how if you put a cigarette burn in a piece
That's
of silk,
right.
you can look through it.
That's right.
So that's what Laura Dern does.
See, I didn't think that is that. For some reason, I thought that was the kind of prostitutes again, but in
Right.
the kind of old school, like in the old style house, the kind of almost like the house. It looked like a house from the original film kind of sequences
Right.
that we see. I thought that was like more. Was it not her, one of the prostitutes that was telling her that?
No,
No,
don't think so.
right.
Because
I thought it was
that then that happens about I made a note of that. It's like 1 hour 15 minutes,
Right.
and that goes on for to about 1 hour 50, and in that section is all the stuff from the original Polish film.
Right.
I think that's what we're meant to take from that. There's a scene where it actually is a footage from Poland, I believe.
I mean, that those scenes looked really nice. I thought.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
the kind
yes.
of sepia look.
Yeah, yeah.
Thought those were the nicest scenes.
I mean, we don't know if that's actually meant to have happened or is that part of the film or both. Because there seems to be some kind of subplot of a prostitution ring exporting women to America.
Right.
Do you
Okay.
get that?
No, not at all.
Right, because there's prostitutes in the Polish section.
Yeah.
And that's maybe what the girl trapped in the room is.
Right. Okay.
That's why she's trapped there.
Could be. So that would kind of bring. I mean, I know we've not mentioned it yet, but like it was mentioned in that thing. But like that would kind of bring a more real world theme to the Phantom, being the kind of what do you call it, trafficker,
Yeah.
if you will, or kind of pimp. Then if that was the case,
Yeah. Also with some hypnotic powers.
indeed.
See, but one thing in that section, the bit I don't kind of really understand is the confession scenes, sort of with Laura Dern's character talking to is it some kind of psychiatrist or doctor? Don't know.
Don't know.
Somebody who can help her, supposedly.
I
she
seem to
says.
think that.
See, that seems to be like a third version of the character because
Yeah,
it's so
'cause
different. She's so brash
Yeah,
and like
it doesn't seem like
cynical
Sue
and
or.
beat down at
Nikki,
that point.
yeah.
Aye.
But again, if you take like some of the the linear stuff away, that appears to be. Like, we see a scene after she's told her husband that she's pregnant. We see him going mental at her and punching her and stuff like that. So that could be post that, I guess. But it definitely seems different.
Yeah, I think that was actually some of the first stuff that Dern did for the film.
But the kind of confession scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And then everything else built around that. So don't really know where that comes in if you're trying to break it into some linear
What the
form.
confession scenes.
Because it happens actually before in the
The ending. Well, before
yeah, it
the kind
happens in the middle and then at the end. But is that in terms of in time? Is that
I think
happening
I
at the
think
end?
it's more of that.
After
Like,
she comes off Hollywood Boulevard stabbed.
no, I
No.
think that's before that.
You think?
She appears to go because from that scene, she was down the stairs and comes out onto the boulevard, and then meets up with those prostitutes again, and she's talking about them. And she clicks her fingers and
Aye.
um,
Because she not go up the stairs to it when she's trying to escape the the character who's trying to stab her.
There are scenes of her in that before that happens.
Yeah.
But I was sure when she's got the open to the club or whatever, she says he's trying to kill me.
All right.
Or someone's trying to kill me. Maybe someone.
Because she sees her doppelganger as well.
Yes.
As well as Julia Mann's character kind of hiding behind a tree. Something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy. And there's also a scene with the Phantom who does that as well. He comes out for a tree.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think linearity is thrown out the window of this film because we get the kind of there's a pseudo interrogation scene with Julia Mann's character and looks like a police officer when she's kind of confessing to like going to be murdering someone. She's hypnotised and she's impaled with a screwdriver as well. So, I mean, I don't know where that I think there is a linear path that this story can take. If you know what I mean, I think you could break it down.
Aye, because that's the thing. Like, it was the first couple of times I watched it, it was just too overwhelming. But then watching it more closely after a few times, I'm picking stuff out that kind of gives you hints as to how the story's kind of progressing. But whether it really has a linear meaning or not is, we don't know. What happens? She gets stabbed. She
kind of ends up between two sets of bums.
Oh, right, aye.
One of which is Terry Crews, the big black guy at the end.
Oh, right, aye.
He's in The Expendables.
Right, okay. Aye.
I was like, what the hell? It was a bit random. He's a football player, so he was. But
I love all that football dialogue there. That's kind of classic Lynch.
But like
strangeness.
I was a bit kind of thinking, like, I get why you would want to maybe subtitle her stuff, but
it
felt a wee bit kind of patronising. Like they had subtitled all the Polish stuff, which I obviously understand, but like I could understand her enough. I think it'd have been fine.
Yeah, was that what it was there for, or was it just was it there because he thought you wouldn't understand it?
I think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know.
Maybe it was there to emphasise that section, because that might be referencing that that character talks about our friend from Pomona, and that might be Laura Dern as well.
Yes, aye, Well, I mean, like that thing you sent me to read, like the kind of explanation of the film states that when Laura Dern's stabbed, she is stabbed through her gut into her like vaginal wall, right? Which is dialogue that the girl speaks about her friend that lives in Pomona. There's like a hole in her vaginal wall into her intestine. But how did that guy? How did he know?
Yeah,
was he just making an assumption?
There's no really.
And he's saying like about a baby and stuff like that. But again, at that point, it was quite unclear whether they were even the same character. You know what I mean?
Aye.
I think they're meant to be. I think they are meant to be. But I did enjoy that dialogue though. But I did wonder why it was subtitled. Thought it was a wee bit kind of cheeky. But
okay,
it was alright. Like it didn't bother me that much. But I just thought, wait a minute. I tried covering it up with my hand to see if I could understand, and I could.
Okay.
But I thought it was pretty funny, the dialogue between her and the woman about the bus to Pomona. There's no bus to Pomona. I've got a cousin who lives in Pomona. Like the guy, I think the guy Terry Crews actually says, "Come on, baby." He's like to say, like, "Shut the fuck up." He lets her go on for ages. What did you think, like the first time, like you when you're watching it, and it pulls back and we see the camera?
First time I watched it, it was probably pretty shocking. I don't know. It was years ago. I don't know.
I think just you were engrossed with what was happening. You didn't know really where we were.
At that point, you just kind of lose it, don't you? And you just kind of if you're with the film, you're just kind of lost in it and feeling it on a sort of base level rather than trying to figure it out.
I mean, I did like I'd have quite a kind of the hell's that there for
right.
Like, it really did kind of. I was so in what was happening because you didn't expect them to go back to the film, back to the real world as it were at all. When it happened, it was kind of as I say, it was quite It was shocking. It was just kind of like, what's happening? And it did take me a few seconds to realise what was going to happen next. You know, that way I was.
Yeah.
From there, we get her kind of standing up. Supposedly Nikki again.
Right.
Would we say?
I guess so, but she's totally lost it at that point. She totally unresponsive.
Yeah.
And
she kind of ends up in a movie theatre, watching basically what's just happened, then what is happening, and then what kind of will happen almost.
Yeah.
She's the guy with the glasses on again. She kind of follows him, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And finds room 47. And it's outside room 47. She meets the Phantom effectively.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, when she's shooting him, she finds the gun first, doesn't she? Like and like that was kind of weird. Like, that scene, like when she was opening the drawer, it was a green jacket.
Right.
The gun was on top of, because there's a line of dialogue or like recorded dialogue in it that's like it was the man in the green jacket.
Yeah.
So, but when she's shooting the Phantom, like I thought it wasn't hurting him.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it looks like he's just like, this is great. Like, I'm going gold now. So when his face started burning, and I didn't know whether that was an attack or like him dying. Apparently it was him dying, but or so it's apparently meant to be. But what do you think?
I guess so, but it was also the different identities that the character has at that point being destroyed. I think because the superimposed image of her face on his face, and then. But I don't know who she resolves back to at that point.
I guess it's maybe implying that the doppelganger we see earlier on is the Phantom.
Right.
And maybe even the Laura Dern character, the version where she comes firing up at the screen.
Yeah.
Was maybe the Phantom as well. So she proceeds inside room 47, which we've kind of discovered, and I was quite not disappointed. We discovered that it was the Rabbit's apartment.
Right. Aye.
I was disappointed that they weren't there.
Right.
I thought that'd have been brilliant. And I guess just she into the bedroom from there and then find his lost girl.
Like that, aye. And she kind of sacrifices herself.
Well, that was what I was taking from it as well, but the ending doesn't seem to reflect that to me. It's almost like she's figured out how to break it.
You think? Because she's still trapped at the end.
But
the scenes after that when it gets back to her original house.
I didn't see her as trapped. Because they both disappeared, don't they?
Well, the lost girl goes back to
with the husband or the child. To me, they both disappeared. I think so. I don't know. I mean, like, two girls kissing can do magical things, apparently. I mean, who would have thought it? Katy Perry, that's who thought it. Right. But to me, like, from what I read with that thing you sent me, it seems like it was as if she'd kind of figured, like, she hadn't died in that scene. Like, which, if, she was properly living it, she would have died. You know what I mean? And that would have been, like reflecting the original film where the leads get killed.
Okay.
So she kind of overcame it and realised that it was just a film and that wasn't really her. So she kind of that's how she kind of managed to go and rescue the other girl.
Yeah.
Again, that's just kind of reflecting on what comes next when we see her back at her house in the kind of first scene with her, with the Polish visitor, looking over at the chairs, where she'd seen her with her friends when she got the call that she'd got the part at the beginning of the film, and she's kind of sitting like quite angelic looking and peaceful.
Yeah.
Almost like, I mean, again, taken from that thing you sent me, is like as if she didn't get the part and she was still alright kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing, you never know what Lynch is. Is one bit real, one bit dream, whatever? Or is it all like, there was a recent article in Sight and Sound about Mulholland Drive, and it was, the obvious interpretation of that film is the first part's a dream and then the end is reality. Yeah. But this guy was putting forward the argument that they're both kind of different versions of reality.
Okay.
In a way. I can't remember exactly how he explained it, but Lynch wouldn't make it as simple as that.
Yeah.
that one's dream, one's reality. Because in that film, we've also had versions where you could explain it the other way. The second part's a dream.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, I mean, from my first watching of it, I would have been more inclined to believe, to take it that way, that the first part was meant to be what was the original world, at least.
Okay.
And the second was either an alternative or a dream.
Right.
But I guess that's just because it's the world you're introduced to first, and you're kind of used to the characters at that point.
Right.
You know what I mean? And even though that's the more kind of surreal, kind of, or super real, like, but again, that feels like a more Lynch reality. Like, I mean, like the kind of Twin Peaks kind of, like, just a slight nudge off the cliff from reality, if you know what I mean. But I mean, like, it does seem too easy. If that's the case.
Yeah.
For like the kind of the stuff's in it, and I mean, this film, I mean, as you say, like, all of it could be real, or none of it could be real.
Yeah, I think the Laura Dern's character, it's more maybe about the nature of acting, the nature of the reality of cinema, when you have to create a role and trying to make that as real as possible.
That's what I was thinking when I was watching it. Is this like kind of almost a metaphor for what you go through for like some, you know, kind of like method acting, you know, embodying the role and you know, trying to get into it so deeply.
Aye.
I mean, even when she's performing that scene with Justin Theroux, when they just a read through, she starts crying. You know what I mean? It's really powerful, and you can see she's really going there. Also, is it like a kind of, she's like wanting this role for her comeback, and this woman's telling her she's got it, right? But like, so she's kind of looking to, when she looks over at the beginning, looking to tomorrow when she gets the phone call that she gets it. Is it like also like the kind of like rejection, and you know, like from like auditioning, you know, like the way actors go through like kind of the audition process to get rejected for like stupid reasons, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, that kind of thing as well. The kind of the emotion cycle that they must go through. Not just for actors, I guess, like for directors as well, pitching stories, and you know, like, and like I've heard like, you know, actors like, no, you're great, like but if you're just an inch taller, you know what I mean, or like if you're just a wee bit skinnier, you know what I mean, and it's stupid stuff that really knocks you because there's nothing you can do about it, you know. So is it something like that as well, maybe, like, you know, her kind of pinning all her hopes on this kind of role for a comeback, and whether she gets it or not, and then when she does get it, like putting so much hope in it, and throwing herself so much into it that she almost loses herself because she's trying to.
I mean, that's the ultimate downside, sort of the worst fate you could have from the Hollywood dream. You actually lose your own identity. You don't, trying to become someone else.
Or like, I'm trying to think of a character, like, you know, like becoming. Try to think. Only known for your character, you know what I mean? Like not Charlie Chaplin, but I know he's mostly known for The Tramp, you know what I mean? Like, because everyone knows his name, but something similar where you just know the character's name and you don't almost like the actor doesn't even exist. I mean, like something like Bela Lugosi, like pretty much like you look at him as Dracula.
And you didn't like about the film? Any flaws?
No, I wouldn't. It's hard to say because I've only seen it once.
Okay.
Any flaws that I feel I would have with the films now are merely probably from my own like limited view on the film.
Right.
You know what I mean? I say personally, when I was watching it, I did, like, when you sent me that link, I did have this kind of whole kind of where do you draw the line of justification where you can only enjoy a film or get anything from a film by reading something someone else has written on it. You know, going beyond the film to get the meaning of it. I mean, I'm more than willing, like, to, like, there's films, you know, that can be like, you can take something personally from it, even though it's not something that anyone else would take from it, and it's not necessarily something like Gummo, even, you know what I mean, that isn't coherent, and there's no, but I still took quite a bit from that. You know what I mean, and can interpret it myself. I mean, we had like a good discussion about it, but this, I don't know, I couldn't really interpret it
Okay.
much. I think like before the very end of it, I'd read the beginning of that article you sent me, and it was talking about the Polish girl and the kind of the parallels between her life and that being the original film,
Right.
and the stuff that we see. That kind of gave me some perspective, and allowed me to take something from the ending. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing with Lynch is the imagery is so enigmatic. It could mean a million things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in some ways, it's pointless trying to break it down. This must mean this because then that links to this and this. Maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah. So I think any flaws I have with it are kind of unfair to it, having only watched it once.
Right, aye.
You
didn't feel it was Lynch caricaturing himself?
Oh no, definitely not. No, because I felt like I didn't feel that at all, because he was pushing so far beyond that. I felt.
Yeah.
I guess the only bit that you could maybe even say that about would be the rabbit stuff. That feels very, like, kind of. That's a bit of a joke, isn't it? You know what I mean? But he didn't use it too much. I don't know what the original shorts, the series he did was like, but he didn't push it too far. If every scene had been them talking out a sequence, then a laugh track,
right?
Maybe. But that was only one part of it. The rest of it was quite. I mean, again, like, sorry, something else, as well as the sound, the use of lighting that he uses, like when the door opens, and all of a sudden all the lights cut except for the light from the door. You know what I mean? It was just. I thought it was brilliant. I thought that was really good. And like, you just don't know what's going to happen. It's the kind of strobing light.
Yeah.
But so the rabbit stuff's the only stuff that you could say it was maybe kind of like a bit of fun.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But no, I thought the rest of it was. I think the rest of it was like, it was played so straight, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That like, even like something like Mulholland Drive, a lot of it, especially the first like half, was quite like with the monster behind the dumpster and stuff like that. That was very kind of verging on him, kind of caricaturing himself. A wee bit with like the kind of potent fun.
Right.
Kind of a bit of a nudge. Kind of, this is a bit stupid, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's a bit crazy. Whereas this, I felt, was very. It just played it straight.
Okay.
And the performances were all. I mean, the only kind of like you're waiting for him to nudge and wink was Justin Theroux's character, but I think that was just the character. You know what I mean?
Right.
When he was playing the actor.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I didn't feel that he was taking it to like a kind of, as you say, a kind of caricature of himself.
Yeah.
Film wise.
The only bits that kind of I felt he went a wee bit too far was the locomotion scene.
Oh really? No, I liked that.
That seemed
was
to
genius.
me. It was a bit. It kind of shifted the tone a wee bit. It felt out of place. And it felt like, for a director who normally has a incredible command of music, popular music, to take it and sort of subvert it, that felt like it didn't quite fit.
I can see what you mean, but
yeah,
it did feel weird for me.
It didn't spoil the film or anything, but it just felt like, it's a bit much. I could have lost that.
I was a bit surprised when it happened, like a musical number, but it didn't didn't seem weird compared to most of the stuff.
I mean, if you compare it to like the scene in Blue Velvet, where the Dean Stockwell character mimes to In Dreams by Roy Orbison.
Right, okay.
Which is both funny and totally creepy. But in this, it just feels like as if he's... Yeah, that's a little bit of a caricature of maybe his former self, but...
I mean, comparing it to the credits scene, that feels very... Like, I can see that it's kind of in the same tone as that.
Yeah.
Because the end very much seems like it's for fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the guy
making nods to his stuff he's done before.
The lumberjack with the the log and stuff. So I get what you're saying. Like, I guess it could kind of feel like that.
And you mentioned the look of the film.
Yeah,
I would say I actually love the way it looks. It's totally strange.
Yep.
It's not exactly what you think of digital, because of the way it's sort of processed. I'm not quite sure how they did that, but it's very soft edged.
Yep.
It seems like they kind of rounded off the edges of things, and it almost has a cartoonish quality. Did you feel that? So it's like the colours are kind of boosted, and it feels like quite surreal. Yeah, I'm not sure it quite achieved it, because in a few interviews I saw on YouTube, he was talking about how when he was first playing with the DV cameras, he did some experience in transferring it to film.
Right. Okay.
And he said he really liked how it looked, but I'm not sure if he did that in making this.
Right.
Or not.
hard to tell.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's what gives it that quality. But in looking at the DVD, I couldn't really see any film grain. Because if it was film, it would be really pretty heavy, I would think. Or if it's coming straight from the DV, like a digital edit of the DV camera.
No, I mean, I really enjoyed the look of it. As I say, it didn't take, like, you know, what you think maybe it would take you out of it a bit, but it really didn't. I mean, like, all the important stuff was there, you know what I mean? It was just, it was a really interesting look to it. As I say, some of the shots were, the handheld stuff was, it did make it look kind of like something you'd see on YouTube. You know, like pals out like at the park or something like that, you know, just filming something, you know what I mean? Or like almost like Jackassy a wee bit, you know, that kind of, like when the camera would, you know, start up or whatever. But no, like there was even the kind of the dark scenes worked really well. Right. I thought, you know, the kind of and the black and white stuff even, and you know, I thought it all looked really good. Some of the darker stuff, I did notice that it starts to break up. It does, but I don't know. That still, I found that still quite like charming about it. Because there's nothing you can do with that in DV. Just the limitations of the camera. I don't know, and that has its own kind of grittiness to it. Yeah. And an honestness to it, almost like he said, like you kind of get what you see when you're filming. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see. I've seen this in a 35mm print when it was released. Don't know if it was shown anywhere near here. I know it would have been quite interesting. Yeah. Any final thoughts then? It's a head scratcher. It is so. Final thoughts. They should release a Criterion version of this. Right. With a booklet explaining what the fuck's going on. I don't know. I mean, I think I've said all I can. I like the fact that he's made this film, the way he's made it, and the people that are in it and things like that, and the performances are really strong. Hopefully, I can go back to it at some point and get more from it. But it's not something that I'm gonna rush back to watch. I don't think, unfortunately. Right. But would you say Mulholland Drive, is that his masterwork? In my opinion, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I would agree. So, do you think that? I would say that's better due to the fact it's a bit tighter. And it's a perfect balance between his strangeness and his narrative style when he uses traditional narratives. Even though that's a weird as it fuck film. But, definitely. But the two parts of that film can stand alone almost, you know what I mean, as well. I mean, I do love this film, but I think I prefer Mulholland Drive is better. This just gets a wee bit loose in places, even though that's part of what's so great about it. And it's just so it's mad and all over the place. It's the process how he's made it. Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean, there's no other way it could have been, I don't think, putting it together how he put it together. Yeah, I think this is one of Lynch's masterworks. Not his best film, but definitely up there. Interesting because I didn't like it at first, really, but it's definitely a film that rewards repeat viewing. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say I don't like it. I'm just it's challenging me. Sure. You know, it definitely wasn't like the most difficult. Well, it wasn't like a hard 3 hours to sit through. It didn't feel like 3 hours. You know what I mean? But it's so I can't say I didn't like it. But it's again, it's not something that I would throw on. Right. You know, it's not going to be my first thing of his to throw on. You know what I mean? If I want to watch a Lynch film, so I don't know how I would feel again watching it again. You know, or you know, trying to kind of get back into it again. I think it's quite fitting that it's his last film. Just because of the fact it's the combination of all these sort of ground he's treaded before and sort of his epic. I guess so. Yep. I understand the criticisms of the film, but for me it works. If you're just kind of willing to experience it. Okay, so I think that's all we can say about Inland Empire. Definitely. So we'll now move on to some random shit. That's it. Arrow announced their October and November lineup last week there. Yep. What do you think about the titles? I wasn't that No,
fussed about them.
they released the kind of blurred image,
It
and I
did,
was
aye.
kind of hoping for something kind of interesting. You know, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like Zombie Flesh Eaters is that's a good one. You know what I mean? But I was kind of thinking that they would have something else to back that up. You know?
Yeah, that's one we'd been waiting for. We
Yeah.
knew that was coming, but I don't know. I've never heard the rest of them, so it's maybe unfair to judge it.
Mm-hmm. They're
I
only
know there was
coming
kind
DVD, aren't they?
of. Are they right?
That looks like it.
I know there was some kind of complaining in the Cult Lab forums about
Sure.
people know that how about the titles. But, I mean, I think that happens with every
Yeah.
in Criterion forum.
Right.
People are like, oh, Criterion, not as good as they used to be. But it's like, if you like the films, then
Aye, exactly.
it's you're
I
loving
mean,
it.
I saw a lot of positive comments saying,
Aye,
you
okay.
know, I mean, what is it like, Super Bitch?
Right, aye. The
Uh,
Night Child, which I think is an Italian exorcist,
right.
and Christmas Evil.
Yep. Apparently, it predates Silent Night, Deadly Night. But,
Alright, okay.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard about any of them, but
So, you pre-ordered the limited edition.
well, yeah. Well,
Zombie
they
Flesh
can
Eaters, aye.
originally had only put up the steelbook version of Zombie Flesh Eaters and the dual format.
Mm-hmm.
And then they later popped onto Facebook and said that the limited edition with the slipcase was going to be exclusively available from their website.
Yeah.
So limited to 500 copies, which again, I think we spoke about this before, but we were talking like we thought 2,000. I think they'd mentioned before some of the titles. I didn't think that was that many, but this seems like quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
Quite few, if you know what I mean. A
Yeah.
lot fewer. Not as many.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how quickly that runs out.
Yeah.
As a gauge of how fast.
There was a bit of a glitch on the
Blu-rays sell.
website, did you see?
No.
If you probably go to your basket just now and go to your viewer history, it'll probably have the link, and it won't say limited edition, and you click on it, it'll go to your dual format.
Ah.
Right, but the dual format is now down to $14.99, whereas the limited edition is $17.99. Anyway, when I first ordered it, and a lot of people were getting this glitch when in the history it had a copy of the limited edition and a copy of the dual format.
Alright.
Right, and then now all of a sudden the limited edition is deleted.
Right.
I emailed, a lot of people have emailed, but I emailed Arrow, and they said that it's fine, the orders are coming through fine.
Okay.
And if that's the one you ordered and that's the one you're getting,
Right.
it's just a glitch with the website and it should be fixed soon. So anyone who's worrying about that, if you've not already taken it into your own hands, I would have said to you about it had I got a different response. But that seems to be the kind of general, like a lot of people have had that.
Right, I didn't even check that, so.
Yeah, I just checked it because like, I saw somebody had said that it put 2
Right.
into their history, and I wasn't wanting to be charged like 35 quid, you know, for one Blu-ray. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm interested to see the different covers.
Yep.
Because it had some pretty nice posters. Throughout the years, so hopefully they'll kind of do something good. If you know what I mean, they won't screw us over, like you know, as we kind of have been a wee bit in the past. City Living Dead, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Anything else, Gary? News-wise?
News. Well, just recently, Sight and Sound brought out their top 10 list of the greatest films of all time. They do every decade.
Yep.
Where they poll a number of critics and film directors to find out what exactly is the greatest film of all time.
And I believe there was a bit of an upset this year.
Well, yes,
I believe the last 50 years.
Yeah, Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane has been regarded as the number one.
Mm-hmm. It was Vertigo as the new number one, just by 34 votes between them.
They put. Well, I read the article and they said it was touted as by a massive 34 votes.
Right.
How many critics is it that vote in it?
Well, I think in the last time, 2002, it was only like under 200.
Right.
And it was 1,000 this time. But it says in here that they've only received about 850 responses.
Right.
So it's not actually the complete list.
Right,
Which
okay.
the printers was a bit. But so, I mean, even at that, Vertigo only got 191.
I mean, that's
a good chunk, but I mean, imagine the number of films that were actually voted for.
Apparently, there
once.
was something. There was something I read about if like it had been, what was it now? If like all the people who voted for Hitchcock films had been polled,
Right.
in Wells films, there was something that would have changed it a little bit.
Okay.
Or it would either have changed it or kept it the same. One of the two.
What if a vote for any Hitchcock film was a vote for Vertigo? See.
Yeah, basically, aye.
Right.
Yeah, or like was a vote for Hitchcock, I guess.
Yeah, because there's the top 25 directors. Hitchcock's number 1 in terms of votes.
Right.
318, quite a bit ahead of Jean-Luc Godard. Number 2 with 238. Wells is only number 3. There you go.
Sorry, I'm actually trying to fucking get the list on.
Oh, right. Well,
just...
the top 10 was 8.5. Passion of Joan of Arc, Man with the Movie Camera, The Searchers, 2001, Sunrise, Rules of the Game, Tokyo Story, Citizen Kane, and Vertigo. So interesting changes from the last list was The Godfather dropping out. Because I think they changed the rule, whereas previously 1 and 2 were counted as one vote.
Okay.
The Godfather 1 and Part 2.
Right.
But then they said you can't vote for them as one, so you have to vote for them individually.
Right. Okay.
So it's interesting. So Part 2 came in at number 31. But The Godfather wasn't even in the top 100 of the critics poll. But it was still in the top 10 in the directors poll, which is a bit lesser. It's not really held up as the main thing. But that's quite interesting. I think that was the most significant change. Battleship Potemkin dropped out, replaced with another similar film from the Soviet era, Man with a Movie Camera. Yeah,
I saw that. It's a film I'd never heard of before.
Right. Quite a number of the same films that just are always up there. Citizen Kane, Vertigo, Rules of the Game, Tokyo Story, 2001. Sunrise was there last time, 8.5. Singing in the Rain dropped out, down to number 20.
Mr. Lynch there at number 28 with Mulholland Drive.
Yes, yeah.
So you said you'd seen all the films in the top 10?
Yes,
anyway.
aye.
Yeah, I've seen 2001.
Right, okay.
Is that? Would you... Well, no, I was going to ask you if you would agree with those films, but we've already spoke about our own kind of personal top 10s. Is there anything you'd explicitly contest there? Within the top 20 even, say that you would say, should be higher?
Should be higher.
Like, as in, like, something that's in the top 20 that you reckon should be in the top 10.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'd put Breathless up there. Apocalypse Now, probably. I mean, interesting thing about most of the top 10 is films that push the lines of cinema on a technical side of it. I mean, Vertigo is maybe the most pure narrative film. Well, you get The Searchers as well. But it looks like that's kind of what the critics seem to favour. That's what they're looking at. Films that are really important in terms of film history and have been influential films. So it's a pretty strong list. I wouldn't really put many of them in my own top 10, but I don't know. Are you a fan of lists in general? Do you make lists about shit? Like best stuff?
No.
Favourite albums?
Not really, no. I can't say I've ever been a list maker, particularly anyway. I'm trying to think. Lists are stuff to do.
Okay.
To-do lists, if you will. That probably says something about my personality, but I don't know what. But no, I've never felt the need to rate my stuff I like.
Okay.
Like you, freak.
What?
Like you freak.
I know. I do like a list, I must say that.
So, like, to reverse the question, as you've already answered, you do like the list.
I do. I like to kind of get things organised in my head.
Where do you think that comes from, Gary? Like, I'm purely just going because I don't list things.
Right. Okay.
But because things we've discussed are like so open to fluctuation, especially favourite things. How accurate can your lists be at times? Do you ever look at your lists? Do you ever look at your list and go, "That's pish. I don't even agree with that anymore." And obviously, if that's the case, you would update it. But you know what I mean?
Not really the whole list. Maybe.
Do you ever worry about dying and someone find your list and you go, "No, I had no time to update it"?
No, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I need to compartmentalise and organise things. I don't like stuff being disorganised and sort of irrational. I like to kind of rationalise things, whatever it is.
I mean, I keep a list of like films I've got,
Okay.
like and I alphabetize my DVDs and stuff, which people laugh at that.
Right.
Like I've told people that, or like people have asked me, like, do you alphabetize your DVD? I'm like, what other way do you keep them?
Yeah.
Like when you've got, I mean, I've not got the most out of anyone I know, like, but I've got a lot. DVDs and Blu-rays, so why wouldn't I
Yeah.
alphabetize
If you've
them?
got a decent amount, then you've got to organise them
What
somehow.
other way would you keep them?
Aye.
I don't understand. Like,
No, that's the most obvious way, I would say.
just randomly flying them in.
Or you could like go chronological.
Aye, but you'd have them in some order.
Yeah,
That's my
that's it,
point.
aye.
Like that. But if I'd said that, like, that would be even worse to them. You know what I mean? If chronological. But I don't understand. Like how else would you keep them?
I
Just
know.
in a shambles, like.
Yeah. Then you want one kind of find it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I go into like I want to watch Alien. I know it's near the beginning. You know what I mean? No, I don't. I can't understand people that laugh at people that keep, Blu-rays or books or you keep books in alphabetical order, whether it's by author or title. So why wouldn't you keep films? It boggles my mind when people say that. I don't know, like they laugh at you. It's like, we hate to see your house.
Right.
Just like stuff just lying all over the place. Anyway, yeah. So like, how often do you update your lists then?
Well, at the moment, the film list is the only one I kind of keep.
Sure.
I used to have a list of my favourite albums, but I tended just to keep that in my head. I don't think I ever wrote that down.
I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah.
I'm not, because that's what I was just saying about the photo laughing at me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at it because of what you're saying.
Yeah, I looked at it every now and then.
He was tapping his head, so he was going like that. That's why I'm laughing. There's folk think I'm a dick now because I've just said I don't like when folk laugh at me, but I'm gonna laugh at you because you're you and I'm me. I don't mind when I laugh at you.
Yeah, I looked at it every now and then and see, I'm a bit change that.
Yeah.
No, it's a difficult thing to kind of quantify what is good about a film. What's if you're doing a top 50, what's the difference between number 42 and 41?
Well, that's. I mean, we spoke about.
Yeah.
We've spoke about in lieu of this podcast, coming up with top 10s. We're not coming up with talking about our top 10 films, and I found it very difficult. Like, as I said, I've not seen probably half the films, the amount of films you have.
Right.
But it was just remembering what films I had seen and remembering to consider things. And I found that quite difficult. And it depends how you're feeling sometimes as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you keep a list of every film you've ever seen.
Well, not of all time. I've been doing that the last few years.
Right, okay, that's fine.
Right.
But did you redact, write down all the films you could remember seeing first?
Alright, no, I've not done that.
No. So just if you remember seeing it, yeah. Or do you watch it and then see it? Then write it down.
Aye.
Like, do you have Top Gun on there?
Top Gun, don't think. No, I've not seen that in the last few years.
Right.
I wish I had done that. I wish I'd started that
oh fuck.
when I was a kid.
There'll be a bit of a break in the podcast for the next month. I'll get updates his lists.
Right, so in the wake of Sight and Sound's list coming out, a lot of different film websites had been putting up there what they said were our top 10 greatest, and I thought it might be interesting to do that, give our lists on the podcast.
Sure.
So I've kind of went for the greatest as well, in line with Sight and Sound, but we're talking about the difficulties of doing that and the difference between favourite and greatest. Because I would say, what I would say was, you would consider your favourite films don't have to be the greatest films.
Definitely.
But what you say are the greatest films also have to be your favourite. If you follow me. I don't think you can say this film is the greatest film of all time without it being one of your favourites.
Aye.
But the things aren't mutually exclusive. So I'll do mine first.
Might as well, but
Okay.
mine's will probably let down no matter what. But they're my favourites.
So here's my top 10 greatest. 10 I've got The Wizard of Oz.
Right.
A flawless musical. It's a pinnacle of the classical Hollywood style. I thought I had to put a Hollywood film in there, I felt. So I defy anyone not to watch this film and enjoy it. Songs are amazing. It's also has a streak of surrealism in it. Some kind of weird shit like flying monkeys and singing munchkins.
A dark side to it.
Indeed. Also quite a film that was quite pioneering in terms of its special effects. So there you go. At 9, I've got Passion of Joan of Arc. Probably, I think, the greatest silent film of all time. Incredible performance from Renee Falconetti. Incredibly, one of the most moving films, emotional films you'll ever see. I think interesting that we normally think silent acting has been quite a melodramatic style, really over the top. But this is like incredibly naturalistic. And Dreyer, he pulled a bit of like a Kubrick. He was a bit vicious with his lead actor.
Right.
He made her like kneel on stone.
Right.
To really make her feel physical pain, to create a more realistic performance. At 8, I've got Apocalypse Now, probably the greatest war film of all time. Double Indemnity, both the greatest film noir and the archetypal film noir, and it's the one that it's got everything in there that you think of as film noir. 6, Doctor Strangelove.
Okay.
Incredibly funny. Also, the satire is amazing. 5, incidentally, my top 5 greatest is the same as my top 5 favourites.
Okay.
If you're interested in that.
No.
So I've got Breathless, groundbreaking film. 4, I've got Mulholland Drive. 3, The Shining. Yeah, I mean, Kubrick, what can you say about Shining?
Nothing, because I've not seen it. No
right,
spoilers.
you've not seen it.
Ken, like Jack Nicholson's out in that.
And then 1 and 2 is combined. At 2, I've got Godfather Part 2, and 1, I've got The Godfather. Can't really separate those films, in my opinion. They kind of go together. Interesting thing about those, I mean, the first thing you think about is performances. You've got the greatest actors of their generation in there, along with Brando from the previous generation. And I think what's interesting about those films is how Coppola takes the gangster genre, which was traditionally a B-movie genre, and he elevates it to the level of Shakespeare, really.
How do you follow that?
Right.
Again, preface my top 10 with how long you been compiling your list? Last 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had like 5 days.
Right.
I said to you like when I got here about like, you know, thinking about films that I'd seen, that I'd been making a list and I'd got to about like 20 odd, and I started whittling it down from that.
Right.
And then like I realised that like I hadn't even like put something like The Godfather on there, like just like, and I chose not to like put that in like retroactively after I had my 10, just because I felt like, I don't know, just I was going with my gut, I guess. Like, I totally agree with what you're saying about those films. I mean, I remember the first time I watched The Godfather, just even part 1. I mean, those are like proper epics, you know what I mean? And even Godfather Part 2, it's like, it seamlessly adds to it.
Yeah.
And like the journey of the characters and you know what I mean? It's a stunning film. But I didn't put it in.
Okay.
For no other reason than I just, my list's fuckies, right?
Right.
I've not seen many films. At number 10, I have The Dark Knight.
Okay.
For me it was, I don't know, it was just, I remember saying at the time, it didn't feel like just like the best comic book movie that I'd ever seen. It felt like one of the best films I'd ever seen.
Right.
And for me, just like everything, the performances to just the way it was shot and the tone of the film, just like for someone who's like just loved the character Batman for so long, it just, as I said before, it legitimized everything about his world. It almost made you believe that it could happen and could be real. I know you have your picks with the ending and stuff like that, but for me, I don't know, just that kind of just goes out the window.
Okay.
I don't know, it just it brought the comic book film out of the kind of cartoon, like you know, that kind of world. Even Batman Begins was still in that kind of cartoony world. This brought it into the kind of real like world almost, you know. And like Heath Ledger's Joker, and I mean some of the scenes with him and Bale are just electric. It's a bit of a kind of mainstream one, but I don't know. It's just, for me, it's one of those films I could just watch over and over again, and I can't really find many flaws with it. Number 9, Almost Famous.
Okay.
This is a film, like, to me, is the ultimate feel good film.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we kind of played in bands quite a bit, you know, and stuff like that through our kind of late teens to early 20s, whatever. And just everything about the feeling of this film just makes you feel, you just want to be that guy experiencing that, you know what I mean? You kind of see the whole world through his eyes. You know, as a journalist, just going in the kind of cool, or like the kind of perceived cool of these bands, you know, and the kind of everything from the music to the way it was shot. I just thought it was perfect. Like there's some the pinnacle scene, like for me, is like when they're on the bus just after the guitarist jumped off. He's got high and he's cried, "I'm a golden god."
Right.
And he jumps off the pool into the pool, and they all start singing "Tiny Dancer."
Okay.
I just love that scene. Number 8, Nosferatu.
Interesting choice.
This, like, I mean, to make a film that was like basically the first vampire film and get it so right the first time.
Yeah.
Like every element, you know, is in there. All your kind of, well, all your main tropes from your vampire lore. And it's fucking scary as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, I first came across this film, I think the first time I actually knew anything about it was watching Shadow the Vampire, the Willem Dafoe film.
Yeah.
John Malkovich in it. And then going and actually watching the actual film, it was just like amazing. As I say, just everything about the performance Max Schreck gives is just so creepy. And like, again, it's like you're saying, it's kind of, his performance is very naturalistic in that. I thought like the guy that plays the kind of Jonathan Harker character is quite over the top, your kind of normal kind of silent film kind of, but he's just amazing. Max Schreck, and that is just, it makes you believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can see how it was kind of perceived that he was a vampire at the time.
Interesting when it comes to FW Murnau. Well, they've got Sunrise in the
Sunrise,
top 5,
I noticed that.
which is more of a technical achievement than Nosferatu, but I would say Nosferatu is such an important film in the horror genre. That's not even in the top 100. Which is quite interesting.
Yeah, I did notice that. I wondered what it was a bit kind of. But as I say, I just love this film. It's just it's dark and all that. And I mean that for like a silent black and white movie, you know, it's of course it's gonna be dark, but it's so dark in tone. And this, like, even just the shadows, you know, the way, like, you know, as they just got everything right the first time, and that's got to be applauded. 7, we have American Beauty, which is a film that I absolutely loved when first time I saw it.
Right.
And on every subsequent viewing, I've like got more and more out of it, and I feel like I'm only going to get more out of it the older I get. You know, when I get to that age where I'm starting like crushing on 17-year-old girls again. But I don't know, this I just absolutely love that. Again, everything from the look and like Kevin Spacey's like triumphant transformation to like his kind of almost like happy death.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I thought it's a film that's always kind of stayed with me.
Right. Okay.
And it felt like a really different film for the time. I hadn't really seen anything like that before. You know what I mean? 6, we have Jaws.
Okay.
I think we've said a lot about Jaws when the Blu-ray was announced, things like that. But again, it's just like there was a lot of lists that I read when I was trying to compile this list. You know, that had like things like the Star Wars films or like Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, action films. You know, action adventure films. But to me, this still counts as an action adventure film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all the kind of. It's a film that gives you the action and adventure, but also gives you the time to love these characters. Like just the boat scene and they're all getting drunk. There's so much character in that scene
that
you get from the three characters. You kind of think like Hooper's the kind of like science geek. You kind of think he's going to be the kind of odd one out, but Quint and him just totally connect, and you get Chief Brody there sitting kind of looking at his wee tiny scar in his arm, kind of like covering up, like, it's really, I don't know, it just makes the rest of the film completely worthwhile, no matter what, you know what I mean? You can almost forget at that point that it's a shark film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And essentially a B movie premise, you know what I mean? Really, the kind of, that's what it came from. Many of the great films, I guess, are all kind of like B movie premises that have been elevated, but the first kind of blockbuster as well. It really kind of, for what they had to work with that shark that kept breaking, Bruce the shark.
Which in the end turned out to be the film's genius.
Exactly.
In fact,
I think it would have turned out to be a kind of a shitty B movie.
Yeah.
If you imagine how even more modern takes on the kind of shark film, even with CGI sharks, have looked so cheesy.
Yeah, definitely.
But this just works. The first time you see that shark coming out of the water, it's spine tingling. I can't wait to get the Blu-ray just to check it out. Again, we're going to need a bigger boat. And at 5 we have Night of the Living Dead. I've got quite a few horrors on this list. Classic horrors anyway. Night of the Living Dead. I've just got so much time for like the kind of independent spirit, the kind of let's go and do it. You know what I mean? The kind of let's just raise money, get a camera, whatever. You know what I mean? Shoot something. And the success that this film has had and spawned, and and it's a good film. It's a really good film. You know what I mean? And kind of keeps you guessing, but you don't really see the end coming.
Right. Yeah.
It's something that really kind of surprises you right up to the end. Should have went down into that basement. You know what I mean? They should have. That guy was right. Again, some might have said Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead, equally good film. But I don't know, Night of the Living Dead just started off a whole subgenre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's something that I think still pretty shocking even today. Number 4, we have 4 is Psycho. This is a film that really kind of surprised me at the time, because I'd seen the Gus Van Sant remake before I saw the original. And like, for being shot for shot a remake, there's no comparison whatsoever. You know what I mean? It's like a completely different film.
Yeah.
No part of me believed that Vince Vaughn was not the killer in that film. Because he just was creepy as fuck. Whereas Anthony Perkins just plays it so subtly. You know what I mean? That like, if you hadn't, I can totally believe you not having seen that film or not knowing the story, you would think it was his mum. You know what I mean? And it kind of gave birth. It was like really your first slasher. You know what I mean? The proto slasher. And everything. The music in that film, and just the kind of red herring with like Marion Crane at the beginning, and you think she's going to be the heroine, and then she's offed within the first 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's genius. You know what I mean? And the shower scene.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anything like that had been really done before. Like that. Moving on to number 3, we have Let the Right One In. It's a film that I've seen fairly recently, but a film that I found very hard to describe. It gave me such an emotional reaction to it. You know what I mean? And it's like, when you're given the premise, you wouldn't really necessarily think you would have that kind of thing. But just everything, the way it was shot, the music, the friendship between these two children, effectively one an age-old vampire, whatever. Just like tone for tone perfect. I saw the remake, and there was just, again, it had a lot of similar elements. It tried to up the gore and things like that, but just the friendship between these two characters wasn't there to me. Like, have you seen the remake?
Yes.
Yeah, like to me in the remake, like the boy, like 'cause it's not Oscar in the American version, but and let the right one in, Oscar just totally accepts Ellie.
Mm.
You know, like when he finds out what she is, because he's the kind of the outsider. You know what I mean? Whereas in the American version, he seems pretty scared of her at first, and slowly, eventually, kind of accepts it, and it just didn't play right to me.
Yeah.
I just loved the way it was played, and I mean these child actors. You know what I mean? Some of the kind of like best performance I've seen, and the way the story unfolds, just gorgeous. You know. Number 2 is a film that for a long time considered my favourite film ever. It's here because it was, I feel, an important film. It's Halloween.
Right.
I mean, we kind of got Psycho, and then really your next big kind of low budget horror film redefining moment was Halloween. I mean, it's a film that I'm hopefully going to watch again with you soon. Because you haven't watched it in a while, haven't you?
No.
And I mean,
no,
last time, I don't know. I know you weren't that keen on it. I don't know. I just like. I mean, we spoke about the POV shots and like Bay of Blood and things like that, and even moving into Friday the 13th. But I don't know the opening shot of this film, and then they kind of reveal that it's the little boy. You know what I mean? It's just I love it. And again, the whole indie spirit. They shot it in like 20 days or something like that. You know, they were painting leaves to make it look, you know, just like it was all gung ho, just everyone's in it to make the film. You know what I mean? And to get something that was kind of so distilled as like this kind of vision of, okay, slasher horror, but horror, with that kind of iconic look to the, you know, and like kind of forgetting the sequels like totally, this kind of unrelenting, no purpose really to the killing. You know, it's just kind of focused. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Quite scary. And a lot of techniques that Carpenter uses, like the kind of, I don't know, the stings as I call them, the kind of slow reveal. You know, the kind of the panning shots, the kind of steady cam. I mean, it was kind of one of the big kind of successes of this film. And I mean, for a long time, it was the most successful independent film ever.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I think that's been recently smashed by things like Paranormal Activity and things like that.
Right, yeah.
And a film that I've got in number 1, because I guess I really wasn't expecting quite what I got from this film. It's one of the only other Hitchcock films I've seen, is Rope.
Interesting. Rope higher than Psycho.
Well, my reasoning is behind this. I don't know. I was mesmerised when I watched this film.
Right. Okay.
Right. I've told you about the long takes and stuff. I just the way that he plays that and the way that it's all staged out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so well planned. Just I don't know the way he manages to build up the suspense without like cutting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've not seen lots of Hitchcock stuff, but generally he cuts. You know, and shows you things.
Yeah.
Right, and says, this is it, maybe interesting. Let's look over here. You know what I mean? And then he cuts back and it kind of builds suspense that way. But that scene where the maid is tidying up where the kind of buffet's put out, and she's gathering it all up, and I mean, you're hearing the conversation off to the right hand side of the frame, and you're kind of like, what's in here? You know what I mean? And you kind of slowly realise that she's uncovering this like book cabinet,
right?
And just as she goes to open it to put the books in and reveal what would be the body, you know what I mean? It gets interrupted and there's a cut. I don't know. It just, to me, it's just so skillfully put together,
right?
And the performances feel like Jimmy Stewart. And it's like it verges just on like kind of comedic from him. You know what I mean? But just some of the dialogue as well, and just the way it builds to that crescendo right at the end. When the guests all leave and then Jimmy Stewart comes back, you know what I mean? It just builds and builds. It's getting darker outside. Like, you know, even the passage of day, you know what I mean? People have said it's not time accurate. Who gives a fuck, right? Like, you know what I mean? The neon lights are coming on. The sky's getting darker. We're hearing the sirens start to come because he's shot out the window.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like this kind of toe-curlingly epic. I don't know. It just totally took me away with it. You know what I mean? And it was done and over with before I even knew it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's so well played out. You know what I mean? And I know it's basically like a play. I understand. You know what I mean? But to get that on film, and as perfectly as I think it plays out is a feat. And yeah, okay, maybe not as technically perfect as Psycho, but from what I got from it, it definitely just took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting quite what I got from it. There you go. Do you have any pickups this week?
I do, yes.
You do?
I guess is it a 3-week period?
Pretty much, I think so, aye.
Well, the first thing I got is Run, I think it's pronounced. It's one of the Studio Canal collection, an Akira Kurosawa film. This one, I haven't seen the film, so it was a blind buy kind of, but
sure.
I wanted to get it because it is a Criterion film as well, but it's one that Studio Canal took the rights away from Criterion.
Right,
so it's more. I more got
it
it for some interesting extra bonus features.
Sure.
I wanted to check out because the transfer contemporary.com is absolute
Apparently, shit. Yeah, I've heard that. That's one I considered getting before. Because I like the colour of the digibook.
Aye.
It's quite a nice artwork and stuff. But have you seen it? You haven't seen the film, sorry, no. No. Is the Criterion going for quite a bit now?
I'm not sure exactly. Probably is.
Is that meant to be alright, the transfer and hit?
I don't actually know.
I think there was talk about the film, like maybe not the element, maybe not having a good negative of it available.
Right.
And then it would never maybe look that great.
Yeah, so I wanted to get more of the Canal collection.
Where did you get that one from?
Just Amazon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was it a pre-owned or?
No.
No.
Still the original.
Yeah.
Version. It's hard to know what ones they have in the new style now.
Yeah.
Don't know, but some more Blu-rays. Exorcist.
Oh right, that's one I had actually considered picking up recently.
Yeah. Amazon had it for $5.49. So any Blu-ray under £6, you can't really.
It's true. That's just true.
Argue with that. It's got 2 versions of the film. And loads of commentaries and stuff. So I was wanting to ask you, did you see this when it was re-released?
First time?
Yeah,
in
2000.
I haven't seen the version you haven't seen before, if you know what I mean.
Is that the director's cut version?
I haven't seen that version.
Alright, because that says 2000 version. The director's cut, extended director's cut.
I think it was before that I saw it then.
Alright.
Must have been before that.
Okay.
It was released, I think, in 97. It was released.
Was it?
I think so. I could be totally wrong. What's the other version? It's on as a theatrical version?
Yeah. Well, that's just 1973.
Right.
So I don't know if there's
apparently there's differences with that from the DVD. There's a couple of wee cuts, but like different edits.
Okay.
On both versions, but I saw it at the cinema when it was released the first time. Not the director's cut with the extra footage in it, but the original theatrical.
Yeah, because I had an interesting history in the UK.
Right.
The film. It was almost as if it was banned on video, but actually wasn't. It's just Warner Brothers chose not to release it in VHS.
There was a lot of kind of adverse reaction to it when it was. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't cut or anything. But I think the fact there was a whole very nasty scandal going on, and Warner just wanted to avoid that, which gave it a more kind of mystique, I think. What do you feel about the film? Do you think it's one of the greatest horrors? So?
Man, it fucking freaking life at me, and I'm not shitting you. I've only seen it once.
Right. See, that's interesting because I don't find it scary at all.
I watched it and I laughed through a lot of it.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of funny stuff happening in it, right? Like, I went with a friend who was quite like comical and past remarkable,
right.
And was kind of not like loudly like what's the word? Heckling it, but like would say stuff to me or whatever, and I found it quite funny. But man, I still kind of really look at a picture of Reagan in full.
Yeah, I remember you saying that it quite affected you at the time.
Yeah, and I mean, even just talking about it now, I'm probably going to go home and not want to sit in the dark. I'm honestly, man, like something about like even like I love the original Ring, right, the Japanese version, but like something about little girl ghosts or demons or something like that just fucking freaks me out. I remember seeing the remake of Amityville Horror, right? The Amityville Horror, the original, It's alright. It's pretty cheesy and it's not particularly scary. But the remake is worse. But at the end, there's this little kind of ghost girl. She does this freaky fucking thing at the end, man, and I'm not happy about it at all. So it scared me enough not to watch it ever again.
Okay.
But it's something that I did find quite funny when I watched it. It's weird. It's weird.
A lot of the effects, I think more physical style horror doesn't quite age as well.
I think just it's the look of Reagan when she's full demon.
Right.
That just freaks me out as fuck. I don't like it.
Okay.
Sorry. I just peed myself a wee bit.
Right. Melancholia.
Oh yes.
On Blu-ray.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched it again. Absolutely love it.
It's awesome.
I bumped it into my top 50 favourites after watching it.
I did consider it for my top. I had it in my top 20 odd.
Aye.
But I took it out eventually because I felt that I'd seen it too recently. I hadn't only seen it once, so it was kind of.
Yep, definitely one of his best. Watched it and then I watched it again with the commentary straight away. Just to stay in that world. Good stuff there.
It's a cracking picture, printed and it's all digitally shot and all. But it's just gorgeous, isn't it? It's some of the effects in it even are like just stunning.
Yeah,
like the kind of the world. Gorgeous.
One thing about it, the only kind of little thing I don't like about it that maybe doesn't quite work is, the character of Justine, she's a fragile, depressive.
Okay.
Did you buy the fact that she was also an advertising executive or like sort of had a job that was needed a lot of self-confidence?
I did at the wedding.
Right,
because the way she kind of tells the guy to fuck off, basically.
Right.
To me, at that point in the film, the depressive nature wasn't coming necessarily across. It was almost like she just wasn't happy in her relationship as much as anything else. I know it was definitely implied that she had a history of kind of just not being happy.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know, it seemed heavily influenced by the getting married thing. That, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It never felt weird to me.
Right. Okay.
Because I felt this was her getting bad. Thus the second half of the film, which is really descended into this depression.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what Von Trier talks about. Like, it's kind of a depiction of his own psychosis that he has when he's into his depressions.
Yeah.
He can go so deep, but he can come out of it. And even when apparently when he made Antichrist, he was in a bad slump. So obviously it's possible to do such a a high pressure job, such as directing a film, with the depression. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At varying times. I mean, obviously it looks like she's, disappearing down and down and down and isn't going to come back up. But, I bought it.
Okay. And the same thing, the guy she's about to marry, I know the point is that she doesn't quite want to get married, but she feels she should. But her actions, her behaviour seem a bit of a surprise to him. Surely he would have known. I mean, you're not given the backstory as to how long they've known each other or anything, but you think he would have saw some of that type of behaviour before. To
me, this feels though that, as I say, this is the kind of not the apex, her reaching the depths. You know what I mean? That this is maybe brought on by the marriage that she didn't really want, or was maybe kind of pressured into to be happy. It's had like kind of feedback effect and caused her to go deeper than she's ever been before.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
With them kind of pushing her and saying, "Look, we're doing this though. Does that make you happy? We've got you this. He gets the vineyard. Is this going to make you happy?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "It's not to do with like it's because depression. It's not. You can't make yourself. You don't get the same happiness from things that other people get happiness from. You know what I mean? It's not like here's a puppy, be happy. You know what I mean? It's not like that's going to kick you out of depression. So and that could probably push her even further down into it.
Aye.
I get what get what you're saying, but I feel like this is her. That's why we get introduced to her at this point in the story.
Aye. Also got Requiem for a Dream.
Oh right,
Darren Aronofsky, his second film. I also got Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, nice.
Been meaning to get that for ages.
I was always going to go for the petrol can version.
Right, aye, that as well. Aye. Looks very good
Mhm.
on Blu-ray.
Good.
Reservoir Dogs, what can you say about that?
That's it. Okay.
So, Simon, what have you been getting?
Well, I've been getting Gary. Well, I think I mentioned to you before that my friend had been in the States and had managed to get me a couple of steelbooks.
Oh, aye.
The Batman Begins and Dark Knight steelbooks, which are pretty nice. I was more keen on the Batman Begins ones just because of the artwork I pretty like, compared to the basic Blu-ray. But the Dark Knight ones, it's nice enough. I like the back image, a nice image of the Joker.
Yeah.
It's got no internal artwork, unfortunately. The Canadian ones did have internal artwork, but I got some digital copies with them, so
right.
that was okay. Also got the Studio Canal Mulholland Drive, the re-release version, which I didn't think I was buying the re-release version, but I got the re-release version. It's alright. Book's stuck in. It's a bit slightly bigger book though, but still pretty nice presentation. It's not the worst thing. It's not as bad as we thought it was going to be with the anime cases. I think all the internal stuff must be bigger than the original booklet. Everything else is the same. Obviously, the print's the same. Special features are the same. It's nice. I ended up getting a little cheaper than I had because it wasn't the original version. It's an odd noise when it opens though. And lastly, but definitely not least, well, a lot of Studio Canal actually. Well, two. Total Recall Steelbook. I think it's Ultimate Recall Edition or Mind Bending Edition in the States, but it's the same print essentially.
It's the same print?
It's the same print as the one in the States.
Oh, right, okay. I thought because the original one.
It was nasty, but they released it in the States. But pretty nice steelbook. It's actually pretty hefty, weight wise. It's got a nice book with it and stuff. Well, mini book. Apparently the print was supervised by Verhoeven for the release. Again, digital copy, which I've actually not claimed, I need to remember, and a DVD copy. But I got Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy a while ago in steelbook. It's a Studio Canal as well. It felt quite plasticky.
Oh yeah.
It was steelbook, sorry, but that feels pretty hefty.
I've never seen this film.
You never seen it?
No.
It's not that great, no. But there's like
is it a
one bit when
Arnold?
It's kind of. It's quite good. It's got Michael Ironside in it as well. Quite like him, and Cole Hagen's played the guy that played the bad guy in RoboCop.
Right.
You know, Sharon Stone. It's all right. You know what I mean? It's a typical like Verhoeven
camp.
Yeah, a bit kind of over the top, ultra violence, a wee bit, a bit like kind of sugar coated, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of cult film, I guess. I just fancied it. The steelbook was released. It was like £16, and then it started going up on Amazon.com as if it was .co.uk, as if it was sold out. So I saw it in play and I just took a dive. I thought, bugger it. So that's my pickups for just now. Right, so does that bring us to the end of this episode?
I think it does.
Yep.
On the next episodes, I think we're moving on to Danish month.
Danish month.
Yes, we're covering Vampire.
Indeed.
Directed by Carol Theodore Dreyer.
Yes.
So join us next time on Cinema Subculture. Thanks for listening and
walk towards the light.
Nightmare.